this lonely heart keeps reminding me of you and how I miss you. Heaven knows this hurt inside keeps telling me it's over, but I still love you. Courie Rose. In the evening we stroll down by the river as the golden moon shines bright above, where we'd watch the rippling waters as the river softly flows. I'd whisper words of love to you.
Yama. Afternoon. My name is John Blair, son of Rosemary. I'm going to ask my brother Bob to come and do Welcome to Country.
Afternoon. Nyaya Jubilee Ninda Yua Yara in Nyala Gunyu Nyama Nyani Kamilega Monabrian Guru Nyama Bar Nyama Nyani Ringe Yiranga Monabrian Ide. So I welcome you here today to this place that we gather on, this spiritual place of the local Ngurungal people, and that we respect their spiritual relationship with country and Mother Earth. Also acknowledge any elders, both past and present, and the young and emerging.
We walk this land from the time of the dreaming, when the wind, the tree, the mountains, the sea waters were not yet our reality. We come from the cradle of the cosmos, to which we shall return. Grandfather Sun, Grandmother Moon, Father Sky, our Mother, the Earth, bestows on us the fruits of our sustenance. In our veins run the waters, the seasons, the sap of the tree, the rock of the mountain, the chill of the winter wind. Our spirit is forever. This is our bloodline. We're gathered here today to pay our last respects and bid farewell to our mother, sister, grandmother, auntie, friend, work colleague, known as Rose, Aunt Toadie, Rosemary Curtis OAM. We're also here so that in our own way we can celebrate, honour and pay tribute to her life. And in doing so, we express our sincere love and admiration for her. Today is also a day for memories that we have shared with Mum, that we're all privileged to know. I'd like to invite Alkira, Blair Bain, granddaughter of Rose, and her mum Naomi, and Alkira's auntie Jodie, going to play a tribute song, one of Mum's favourites, Courie Rose by Roger Knox.
telling me it's over, but I still love you, Curios. In the evening we stroll down by the river as the golden moon shines bright above, where we'd watch the rippling waters as the river softly flows. I'd whisper words of love to Curios. Now she's gone, and it seems my world has ended. Without her, stars no longer glow. Though they say we should part, she took part of my heart, and only God knows how I miss my Curios. In the evening we stroll down by the river as the golden moon shines bright above. There we'd watch the rippling waters as the river softly flows. I'd whisper words of love to Curios. Just remember, I still love you, Curios.
Thank you, Deadly. Mum's and a lot of people's favourite song, Curios. Now I'd like to read eulogy from the family. Mum was born 12th of September 1948 in Inverell. Though she never lived there, she lived in Gilgai first, home purchased by her mum, Tamworth, where she had her first child, Tinga, where she purchased 3 homes over the years, Maxwell, where with the first Aboriginal people to move into Wall Street, Taylor's Arm, where she delivered her 5th child, first on the roadside, and lived in Glen Innes, where she purchased a home and lived here for the past 40 years. Today we stand before you to honour and celebrate the life of our extraordinary mum, Mummy. She was more than a mother to us. She was our guiding light, our confidant, our best friend. Her love was unwavering, her strength unparalleled, and her kindness boundless. As we gather here to remember her, we are filled with a profound sense of gratitude for the legacy she leaves behind. From the moment we were born, Mum dedicated her life to ensuring that we were loved, supported and nurtured. She taught us the value of hard work, the importance of kindness and the beauty of compassion. Her wisdom shaped our lives, and her gentle guidance steered us through the challenges and joys of growing up. As we reflect on her life, countless memories flood our minds. We think of the overcrowded bedtimes, grands, uncle and aunties, and many, many cousins the warm hugs she gave, the words of encouragement that lifted our spirits. Mum had a special way of making every moment feel magical, whether it was baking Johnny cakes or damper, together going on family trips up and down Dorrigo Mountain from Tinga, or simply sitting around the dinner table. We'll accept the one time our pet calf was on the table for dinner. She filled our lives with joy and laughter. Mum was our biggest cheerleader. She celebrated our successes and comforted us in our disappointments. Her belief in us never wavered, even when we doubted ourselves. She was there for every milestone, from our first steps to our adult, always offering a reassuring smile and a helping hand. Her support gave us confidence to pursue our dreams and to become the people we are today. Life was not always easy, but Mum faced every challenge with grace and strength. Her resilience was a testament to her character. She taught us that no matter how difficult the circumstances, we could find the courage to overcome them. Her strength inspired us to be strong in the face of adversity and to never give up. Mum's heart was a reservoir of compassion. She had an incredible ability to empathise with others and to offer a listening ear. She was always willing to lend a hand to those in need. Too many examples to mention. I'm sure you can think of a few. And her generosity knew no bounds. Her selflessness, her kindness left an inedible mark on everyone who knew her. She showed us the true meaning of love and the importance of caring for one another. As we say laters, we are reminded that Mum's legacy lives on through us. The values she instilled in us, the love she shared, the lessons she taught will forever be a part of who we are. We will carry her memory in our hearts and strive to honour her by living our lives with the same grace, kindness and strength that she exemplified. Mum, thank you for being our rock, our inspiration, our greatest source of love. Your presence in our lives was a gift beyond measure. Though we will miss you every day, we find comfort in knowing that you are at peace and that your spirit will always be with us. We are forever grateful for the time we had with you and for the love you so freely gave. And she always said laters because it's not goodbye, it's always see you later. So that's what that laters is. Like, don't say goodbye, see you later. So rest in peace, our Corey Rose. We love you more than words can express, and your memory will forever be cherished in our hearts. Thank you. We'll now hear some short stories from friends and work colleagues of Mum's from over the years here in Glen Innes that were really important to her. I'd like to call up Alan first, Alan Brennan, the CEO of Pathfinders. So Mum was with Pathfinders 15 years. Yeah, about 20 years. Thank you, John.
devices. Good afternoon, friends, family, and Auntie Rosemary's community. Today, we gather to honour the life of a woman who saw the truth, the light, and the flaws in all of us, who was not only a mentor and leader, but a light in our own lives and a force for change in the lives of so many. Auntie Rosemary's loving heart was as vast as the lands she called her home. As a CEO of Pathfinders, I had the privilege of witnessing and coming to understand Auntie Rosemary's boundless dedication to making the world better for those who needed it most. Her tireless commitment to children and young people and our community set an example for all of us. She didn't just talk about change, she lived it, she breathed it, and she inspired us to follow her lead, which we did. Her vision for Pathfinders was one of hope, compassion, and action. Whether she was rolling up her sleeves as a volunteer for the Pathfinders National Aboriginal Birth Certificate Program, securing funding for critical projects, snapping at the heels of various politicians and policymakers, or guiding us through our Reconciliation Action Plan. Auntie Rosemary's passion shone through. Her work wasn't confined to boardrooms. She reached into the hearts of everyone she met and served. She instilled in us all that no one, regardless of their background, should ever be left behind.
Auntie Rosemary's influence extended far beyond Pathfinders. She served her community as a member of the Glen Innes 7 Council, where she fought for the needs of youth and families. She served as a member of the National Parks Board. She was instrumental in the establishment of the Youth Drop-In Centre, the Aboriginal Preschool and Vacation Care initiatives that continue to benefit the community to this day. She carried her deep cultural knowledge and wisdom with her in every role she took on. From her work with the Glen Innes Local Aboriginal Lands Council, the New South Wales Department of Communities and Justice, the New South Wales Department of Education, the Glen Innes Correctional Centre, to her leadership in the Mole Creek Project, she taught us to remember and honour the past while building a brighter future, paving the way for truth, understanding and reconciliation. As an Aboriginal elder, Auntie Rosemary was a bridge, connector of people and ideas. She fostered relationships between parents, teachers, police and youth workers to improve school attendance and learning outcomes at Glen Innes High School. Auntie Rosemary was a foster carer for 32 years, providing guidance, support and love to many children and young people when they needed it most. During the tuberculosis outbreak in Tingha, she fearlessly volunteered to deliver daily medication to affected community members, putting others before herself, as she always did.
Auntie Rosemary's legacy is one of love and unyielding determination. She moved mountains for those who couldn't move them alone. She taught us what it means to truly care, to act with courage, and to give without expecting anything in return. Auntie Rosemary was an educator, a great learner herself, and a great listener. She was a very big and important part of the Pathfinders team, whether as a director on our board, advising on a project or program, talking with a caseworker or a young person. She engaged and inspired you to pay attention and heed her words. She was always there to guide us through the many challenges we faced in building Pathfinders into what it is today. We all knew that we could count on Auntie Rosemary to stay strong, whatever the challenge. She was as strong and as humble as they come, with a sense of humour and unique and inspiring turn of phrase that endeared us to her. "I'll be polishing my boots on him if this isn't done," always cracked us up laughing, reminding us of her incredible inner strength and determination to turn any difficult circumstance around. She would remind us she wasn't stolen, she was sold. And despite the many traumas and challenges she had to face throughout her life, and from her earliest days on the muddy banks of the Bogan, she has remained steadfastly colourblind. We'll miss her wisdom, her guidance, her humour and her presence. We find comfort in knowing that her work will live on in us and the countless lives she touched. She has left us with a legacy of strength and compassion that we must carry forward. Rest in peace, Auntie Rosemary. Your spirit will forever guide us. Thank you for showing us how to be better leaders, better neighbours and better people. You've left a mark on us and this world that will never fade. Auntie Rosemary, your light will shine forever in our hearts. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much for that, Helen and Pathfinders. I'd like to call up Carol Sparks. Yeah, so Carol Sparks is Deputy Mayor of Glen Innes Shire Council. Seven Council.
On behalf of the Mayor, who is an apology to everyone today because she's very unwell this afternoon, I want to say how sorry I am at the loss of Rosemary. On behalf of myself, I would just like to say, when Bernice, the two girls, walked into the shop last week and told Badger that Rosemary had passed away, I think when he rang me, I went into shock. I didn't realise how much she affected my life. She was a friend, and she was a beautiful person. We spent some time together going out to the last Mile Creek Massacre memorial service, and she told me many stories about her family, so I know about the war. She also had the most awful walker that you could imagine. She could hardly move it herself, and I was given the job of looking after the walker while she walked down the Mile Creek path to the rock, and then she disappeared and left me with the walker. which was very nice. And then I couldn't find her, and then I walked back with the walker to the meeting place, and she arrived on the bus. She'd been talking to all her people, all her friends, and I just didn't realise what an effect she had. She never gave up. She hassled everybody, and always for her family, her people, and her land. She was amazing, and what Paul said, she was colourblind, and I am going to carry on that beautiful way of dealing with people, and I will always think of Rosemary and her great spirit, and I thank you all for having me here today.
Thank you, Karen. I'd like to ask Peter Burney from the National Parks. Mum always, while Peter's walking up, always would tell me little stories about when she was on the national parks and how much she really enjoyed and loved being around the national parks and the people there. Peter.
Thank you very much, John. Yes, as John said, I'm here representing National Parks, and I'd like to firstly pass on condolences from John Whittle, who's the Northern Inland Branch Director, and the Executive Director of Inland Branch, Rob Smith, who couldn't make it here today. I'd like to pass on their deep condolences to all of Rosemary's family and friends. Rosemary was a member of the Regional Advisory Committee for National Parks. She served on two of those committees, firstly the Northern Tablelands one, which she joined in 2009, and then in one of the endless restructures that National Parks goes through, they formed a bigger branch which encompassed the Northern Tablelands and also the lands to the west out on the plains, the Northern Plains region. And so she became a Regional Advisory Committee member for that branch in 2018. In working in a Regional Advisory Committee, what you're trying to do is convey from your experience or your expertise how national parks can be better managed. And so Rosemary was an Aboriginal representative on those boards or those committees. And when I spoke to members of the committee that she served on, they were very universally positive in the way she contributed. In the words of one of them, she was a great leveller. She could bring the views of what the general public might be feeling about an issue, as well as what people who have got professional experience or academic experience might be thinking about an issue. She could bring the view of the general person. You know, why can't you ride a mountain bike in a national park? She could say something like that and bring everyone back down. And, yeah, okay, well, maybe we should consider it from other people's point of view rather than just our special interest group. The other attribute that came through was that she was a very caring person. She was a tireless advocate for the people, for the environment, and particularly for the welfare of Aboriginal youth. In terms of Rosemary's legacy in her work with national parks, I think what she did is she showed a path for engagement with a government agency. She was very dedicated. She rarely missed a meeting. The last meeting that I went to with her, she travelled from here to Lightning Ridge. The night she got there was about 40 to 50 mils of rain, and we tried to set out for Narran Lake, which is about 70 kilometres away from Lightning Ridge. Vehicles were sliding off the road, we got bogged. Eventually we had to give up on getting to Narran Lake. But she hung in there the whole day. She sat through the meeting in the semi-darkness of a homestead in the afternoon and still made a contribution and made it back to Lightning Ridge and promptly fell asleep. In terms of, I suppose, the way Rosemary worked, she was conciliatory. She could see the challenges that an agency sometimes faced in trying to make something happen. And she was understanding of that without compromising. And she knew where the journey was going to get to, but she wasn't always in a rush. She could understand that some of these organisations aren't as flexible as we would like, and they do take time to arrive at that destination. She connected with the various members of the boards and the agencies as people, and she didn't necessarily focus on them as what they represented. She saw them as people, and I think she was universally appreciated for that. And so, in closing, I think with Rosemary's contribution to the national parks and their management, it's often quite a challenging area. It's sometimes controversial, but the way she went about her business, she showed a way for people to engage, and I think she's left a legacy, and hopefully there'll be other people willing to step into her place. So from National Parks, so long, Rosemary, and may you rest in peace.
Thank you, Peter. I'd now like to call Peter, Robert and Troy from Council. So Robert Bannon was the mayor, former mayor, and Troy.
Lovely, Richard.
Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Yeah. Council.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's wonderful to see so many people here to pay respects to Rosemary Curtis OAM. I first met Rosemary about 3 years ago when I was voted on the council, and she was one of the first people to come up and congratulate me. And after that, I would have caught up with her at least once a month, just to have a chat or on the phone or in person. She came and spoke to myself and the deputy mayor at the time about what was needed to be done and what we could do to help our pathfinders on the repairs of the old Royal Hotel. Over this time, we sorted out a number of issues and also helped to arrange some accommodation for a homeless gentleman in Glen Innes, whereby Troy and pathfinders set him up in a converted shed at the back of the Royal. None of this would have happened without the ongoing perseverance of Rosemary and the negotiations and help from the local police. Can I just mention a story where Rosemary rang and said that she needed to talk to me urgently. She comes into my office where she said she had heard a rumour that the council was going to cut up Lynch Oval for housing blocks. This can't happen, she said. We have echidnas going through the park all the time and we can't stop that happening. I said to Rosemary, I said, do you remember Arthur Chapman? She said, yes. I told her that Arthur and I worked for a mining company in the 70s. We used to travel to work together every now and then, and we would catch an echidna tied to the steering wheel because you couldn't have it go under the seat of the car because you'd never get it out. And then never get them out. I said to Rosemary, we would take it home and Arthur's wife Kay would cook it up and it tasted beautiful, just like sweet pork. Rosemary looked at me and said, oh yes, it just tastes so great, but please don't tell anyone I said that. Rosemary, you're going to be missed by so many people, and I was lucky to be able to call you a friend. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. Look, I stand before you a little bit conflicted, especially as the last person to speak. I don't have a personal relationship with Rosemary. Everybody in this room probably knew Rosemary better than I do and should be standing here and telling you about who she was. But my relationship with Rosemary comes from my time as Deputy Mayor in the last term of council. We worked together on a lot of things, and she's a great person. We all know that Rosemary never waited for the bureaucracy to catch up. She just got the job done. And I'm sure the CEO of Pathfinders appreciates that. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. Everybody that's spoken before me, you've mentioned all the words, the courage that Rosemary had. You know, she cared for everybody, she loved everybody. I can't add anything to that. She was a beautiful person. She has a beautiful family, and like I said, what Rosemary wants, Rosemary gets. That's why I'm here today, to put my appreciation and say goodbye to Rosemary. I'd often say to Rosemary, whatever you need, Rosemary, you just let me know. And that courtesy is now extended to her family. Anything you need during this time, please let me know. I'm here for you, happy to help. And thank you everybody for coming today. It's just a testament to the great woman Rosemary was. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks for sharing those stories. The picture over here is from when Mum was going for local council. It was about youth and jobs, and from that also came from attracting businesses to town. And I remember when I was talking to her about different aspects, and she was like, she said, they were surprised that I was for business. She said, I've got grandkids, I want them to have a job in this town, and that's really important for youth. She was always about a job. And from the picture over here is when Mum received an OAM, and Pathfinders really helped in putting that application in with Mum. And she was so stoked. It was one of the big things that she really wanted to have is OAM, so that it would raise her status so she can help. It was always about helping others, so that's why she really wanted an OAM. Now I'd like to call Joel and Nathan Skinner for a reflection song. So Joel and Nathan's mum, Cindy, worked with Mum at Pathfinders, and they would like to sing a song. I'll Remember You. Yeah. And
I'm Nathan, but I'm here on behalf of Joel.
Oh, okay, so it's just you. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm on behalf of Joel and Nathan from the Sydney Boys, and I know Rosemary was an Elvis fan, so I get this thing going. I'll just let this set up there.
So while setting up, I do want to say thank you for everyone attending today. Some people have come from far and wide, grandchildren have travelled, and also for those online, we have the link that they're watching, that those that can't make it physically today are watching online. So I wanted to thank you. And so thank you very much for attending here today. We will, when we finish the ceremony at the cemetery, we will have the wake here. Then we will show a 15-minute video and photos that my brother Bob put together. And there's some really short videos there that you may not know about. When we went to Mugandai, she was telling us some stories about Mugandai, so that will be on the video as well, and from the OAM.
Yep. So me and Joel, we really love Rosemary and her family, and I'll miss making and Rosemary sandwiches and coffee, and I'll do my best to do this in an hour. I'll remember you long after this endless summer has gone.
Thank you. And now I'd like to call up Gabby, daughter of Fred, Rosemary's nan, Eunice and Laurel, granddaughters of Mum. So Laurel is Eunice's daughter, and Eunice is Pauline's daughter, and also Pauline. So Gabby's going to share a poem. Eunice and Laurel share a story, and Pauline will share a poem. Thank you.
Nan, Gigi, to our most beautiful, loving Nan, to the Nan that gives the rose a different meaning to us all, to the Nan that reminded us family is everything and dear, to hold each other close, no matter the hardship or tears. People would giggle when I tell them that Nan is my best friend. I was proud to say that you are. You are my best friend. My coffee date, my main support through many good times and very dark. It was you, Nan. You were the one, always. I truly want to put emphasis on always. Somehow she made the time for all of us here, because that's just who Nan was. She was true, she was honest, she had the most beautiful soul. Nan knew what tough meant and did anything in her path to make sure we didn't have to experience it. I miss you, Nan. I miss your company. I miss your phone calls, even the pocket calls. I miss the nana naps on the lounge or in Nat's bed. I miss the voicemails asking to get morning or afternoon tea. I miss the car rides for appointments or just a day out together. I miss your knowledge about life, food and nature. You made sure we all had everything to get by, whether it was toilet paper, food, clothes. If we mentioned it, it was at our doorstep the next day. And we had to take it, or else you'd make your classic move of saying you'll leave it on the street or in the gutter, and you'd proceed to do so until you got that yes. I'll miss your cheeky jokes and the names you'd give yourself, the Bennett Street chemist if any of us were sick, Nan's grocery store for a quick snack and a can of Coke, Gigi Gardner home when we'd do mowing and spray together. I'll even miss getting your Macca's order, or as Jagan used to call it, Mac and Donald's. Another story she'd always share. Here's to celebrating Nan. Today is all about you, Nan. And for Christmas, I'll make sure you get that flat white coffee, half strength, extra hot, and an apple pie. That's all you said you wanted. I'll remember your words to keep your head up high, stay true to yourself. You got to keep doing what you're doing. Help where you can, but also take time for yourself. And stop worrying so much, it's not going anywhere. I love you, Nan. You're every bird in the sky, and I know you're forever here with us. Rest in peace.
Thank you. And that's Gabby's mum, Tony.
We'd like to say a few words about Nan Gigi on behalf of her grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Nan loved us all, no matter how far we lived or how often she saw us. But as the years went on, her great-grannies became her favourite. Nan was so proud of us. And whenever one of us ended up in the paper or TV, she would make sure to tell anyone that would listen. We are grateful for the years we've had with you as our Nan, always offering your support, advice, guidance and some tough love when we needed it. like when we used to use her pots and pans to make our mud pies, or when we were making too much noise during Bold and the Beautiful. She's been there for all of us from the day we were born, even raising some of us. Yeah. We remember our road trips listening to Charlie Pride, stopping for Mung-and-I hamburgers and chocolate-covered ice cream. Anything else we ever needed, no Naomi had to go to her boot.
Nan had an amazing work ethic and passed that down to each generation, rising above every challenge within her life to ensure her family and community could succeed. The legacy that you have left will continue as your children and grannies carry on the love, care, resilience and strength that you have instilled in us. You created a home full of love where we could always come back to and feel safe. We'll always remember Nan's kindness, love and generosity. We are all going to miss Nan so much. We will love and miss you more than words can never say. And we'll cherish our memories with you always. Rest in peace, our beautiful Nan and Gigi.
So Mum always told us to listen to our elders, always say laters, don't say goodbye. So I picked from one of her poems to read to you that she liked, the authors, and it was from Mickey Edgerton. Don't look for me, I am not gone. I'm always standing by. Don't think that others change us, and please don't say goodbye, say laters. What else could not be stolen, for in our hearts we hold the history of our people, the truth that will unfold. This land a part of who we are, no stranger they can own. Standing side by side, we should never be alone. Nothing's lost forever, history will be told, lest we shall forget our elders that grow old. Love you, Mum.
So I always called her Mum. When we were growing up, all the way from I remember about 4, was always telling stories, having a laugh, and playing jokes, and telling jokes. Now these days I thought I was pretty good at it. About 10 years ago, I was at Mum's just doing some work all day, and she called me Fred or Bob all day long. I was like, Mum, she's like, yeah, Fred, do this, yeah, Bob, come and do this. I was getting really worried, eh? By the late afternoon, and this went on for hours, I said, Ma, you're right. You know I'm not Fred or Bob. And she looked at me and said, you know your name, and walked off and laughed. She was wicked. So, yeah. We will now proceed to the cemetery to lay Mum to rest. And while we do this, we're going to hear another one of Mum's favourite songs. She had many favourite artists over the years, and one of them was Randy Travis, Precious Moments. And so we'll also call the pallbearers up, and we will proceed to the cemetery.
Precious memories, unseen angel, sent from somewhere Precious memories, how they linger, how they ever flood my soul. In the stillness of the midnight, precious sacred scenes unfold. Precious Father, loving Mother, fly across the lonely years, and old home scenes of my childhood in fond memory appear. Precious memories, how they linger, how they ever flood my soul. In the stillness of the midnight, precious sacred scenes unfold. As I travel on life's pathway, know not what the years may hold. And as I ponder, hope grows fonder. Precious memories, how they linger, how they ever flood my soul. In the stillness of the midnight, precious sacred scenes unfold. Precious Father, loving Mother, fly across the lonely years, and old home scenes of my childhood in fond memory appear. Precious memories, how they linger, how they ever flood my soul. In the stillness of the midnight, precious sacred scenes unfold. As I travel on life's pathway, know not what the years may hold. And as I ponder, hope grows fonder. Precious memories flood my soul. Precious memories, how they linger, how they ever flood my soul. In the stillness.
Thanks, Brother Bob, Athol, nephews. Sorry business comes. Death comes too soon. Sad, sorry song. 'Cause she be gone so long. Sadness blow in with the evening wind. Cry a tear. Lost our mother, Rose, friend, colleague, so dear. Her spirit will blossom like the wattle in spring. The rain will come soon, wipe the tears and sorrow from your face. Like to invite Sandra, Paul, and family.
When sorrow leaves you nothing but emptiness inside, and all you have the will to do is break down and cry. There's a resting place in Jesus where broken hearts do mend, and beyond this world of sadness, we will never cry again. Tears, he'll wipe away those those tears, some glorious day that fall from the window of your soul. Tears will never change his throne. Those tears will all be gone from the fountain where broken spirit flows. Lay your burden down at Calvary when all your strength is gone. Jesus will never leave you to bear your cross alone. Someday there'll be no sorrow beneath his watchful eye. For heaven has no broken heart, and the angels, they never cry. Tears, he'll wipe away those tears. Some glorious day that fall from the windows of your soul. Tears will never change his throne. Those tears soon will all be gone from the fountain where broken spirits flow. From that fountain where those broken spirits flow.
I'd like to thank my cousins, let's call them the Munros, for always coming and sharing their special gift through song. It's always a blessing for me to hear them when they share their gift. Lay me down in the sacred ground. Keep me from the cold. Keep me in the deep, warm earth, where the stars can see my soul. Take me where them trees stand tall. Let me face the rising sun. Commend my spirit to the wind. Lay me where the forest blooms, where the fragrance on the wind is carried from every springtime flower. Give me peace and give me rest. Let the winter dew fall on the grave. Let me see the night sky blaze. See the moon in the winter's wane, flying through the cosmic maze. Give me water, give me fire, give me rainbows in the sky. Wrap me in Mother Earth so I can nurture the land's rebirth. Give me joy and give me song. Bury me softly with my favourite songs. Now I'd like to invite our Kira, Naomi and Jody. Mum always loved to hear, especially her grandchildren, sing and share their talents. And now they'll all sing Ave Maria. Yeah, you can pronounce that.
Yeah, we'll be singing Ave Maria.
She was lost in so many different ways, out in the darkness with no guide. I know the cost of losing him, never thought the grace of God roll high. You are my heaven on earth, you are my last, my first. I always hear this voice inside. Ave Maria. I've been alone when I'm surrounded by friends. How could the silence be so loud? But I still go home, knowing that I've got you, and there's only us when the lights go down. You are my heaven on earth, you are my hunger, my thirst. I always hear this voice inside, singing Ave Maria. Sometimes love can come and pass you by while you're busy making plans. It suddenly hits you and then you realize it's out of your hands. Maybe you've got to understand, you are my heaven on earth, you are my last, my first. I always hear this voice inside. Ave Maria. Ave Maria. Ave Maria.
Thank you. Now is but a moment in time for us to take a minute of silence, for us to reflect on your memories of Mum, Rose. Let's have a minute of silence. Thank you. I'd just like to take a moment just to say thank you again for everyone who has been a part of putting on this ceremony for Mum today. We have the wonderful Athel and Mark with the smoking ceremony and the sounds of the didge from Bob. To everything there is a season, and time to every purpose on earth. A time to be born, and a time to lay at rest. And finally we send Mum, Toadie, Aunt Toadie, Sis, Rose, Ellis, Combo, Blair, Rosemary Curtis OAM to the dreaming. We are now going to low Mum into Mother Earth and invite you to put flowers, the earth, if you wish. Say a prayer. Thank you very much.
Unforgettable, that's what you are. Unforgettable, though near or far. Like a song of love that clings to me. How the thought of you does things to me never before has someone been more unforgettable in every way and forevermore. That's how you'll stay. That's how you'll stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too.
Miss Rosemary Curtis. A volunteer for and director of Pathfinders, Miss Curtis is director of the National Parks Regional Access Committee, co-founder of the Tingha Aboriginal Corporation, a member of the Aboriginal Lands Council and organiser of NAIDOC Week. She is a former board member of the Glen Innes Local Aboriginal Lands Council and former member of the Aboriginal Affairs New South Wales. Ms. Curtis is a member of the Glen Innes 7 Council Natural Resources Advisory Committee and a former council member. Ms Curtis was a foster parent for 35 years for the Department of Community Services, as a former district officer and member of Community Development Employment Projects. She's administration officer at the University of New England, has volunteered for Quota Glen Innes. For service to the Indigenous community of Glen Innes, Ms Curtis.
Whenever I chance to meet some old friends on the street, they wonder, how does a man get to be this way? I've always got a smiling face, anytime and any place. And every time they ask me why, I just smile and say, you've got to kiss an angel good morning and let her know you think about her when you're gone. Kiss an angel good morning and love her like the devil when you get back home. Well, people may try to guess the secret of a happiness, but some of them never learn it's a simple thing. The secret I'm speaking of is a woman and a man in love, and the answer is in this song that I always sing. You've got to kiss an angel good morning and let her know you think about her when you're gone. Kiss an angel good morning and love her like the devil when you get back home. Kiss an angel good morning and let her know you think about her when you're gone. Kiss an angel good morning and love her like the devil when you get back home.
This lonely heart keeps reminding me of you and how I miss you, heaven knows. This hurt inside keeps telling me it's over, but I still love you, Curry Rose. In the evening we'd stroll down by the river, and as the golden moon shines brightly up above, there we'd watch the rippling waters as the river softly flows. I'd whisper words of love to Curry Rose. Well, now she's gone, it seems my world has ended. Without her, the stars no longer glow. Though they say we should part. She took part of my heart, and only God knows how I miss my curry road. In the evening we'd stroll down by the river, and as the golden moon shines brightly up above, there we'd watch the rippling waters as the river softly flows. I'd whisper words of love to Curry Rose. Just remember, I still love you, Curry Rose.
You may think that I'm talking foolish. You've heard that I'm wild and I'm free. You may wonder how I can promise you now this love that I feel for you always will be. But you're not just time that I'm killing. I'm no longer one of those guys. As sure as I live, this love that I give is gonna be yours until the day that I die. Oh baby, I'm gonna love you forever, forever and ever, amen. As long as old men sit and talk about the weather, as long as old women sit and talk about old men. If you wonder how long I'll be faithful, I'll be happy to tell you again. I'm gonna love you forever and ever, forever and ever, amen. They say time takes its toll on the body, makes the young girl's brown hair turn gray. But honey, I don't care, I ain't in love with your hair. And if it all fell out, well, I'd love you anyway. They say time can play tricks.
Hello, I'm Rosemary Curtis now. I'm a stepdaughter of Douglas Bartman here in Mungandai. I'm 65 years old. It's been 50 years since we left the riverbank here that we used to live on. Our footbridge is caved in by the looks of it, road closed sign on it. And one day, Doug Bartman and Alex McGrady were sitting to the right of me over here. And my brother, 4 years old, David, fell into the river. They thought it was a fish because I was half cut. And then they said, there's a harm. So Doug dived in, and it was my little brother David. He got him within 6 foot of the bank and couldn't come no more, so he threw him. And he hit the bank belly first, and that's what saved his life. Now, to the left of me, we'll have a look there shortly, where we used to live under a big tree. And we used to have our own little tin room on. Just over to my left, Maliane and Jalen, my grandchild and my great-grandchild. Over here, you see where that bushy leaf is, log out there in the water?
Yeah.
That's when Nanny used to get up early in the morning and jump in the river and have our bath, and we used to take our clothes with us and wash them and bring them and hang them back. Okay? Now you get up and go to the shower or bathtub, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, a log like this used to stick out. I'm telling the story again, and used to jump off into the river. have our wash winter or summer, take our clothes with us in a bag and wash them and bring them back and hang them out. And it was, oh well, it's a good way to live back then. I mean, that's how you knew how to live, so you just lived it.
How old was you then?
Well, I came down here when I was 3, so I lived from about 5 years in this spot here, and then there's other places around Mungandai I used to live. So I said I'm 65 now, and so that was 50 years ago. But the river's still here.
Fishing?
Well, we used to fish. I know we're not used to, but we used to set our lines overnight. It all depends on how many of us here. We set 3 lines or 4 lines or 5 lines. So I made sure we had enough fish to eat for breakfast. Normally breakfast was the main meal of the day, and you just went again till night time. Fish in the morning mainly for breakfast sometimes, and night time you just cook the johnny cake. You make a damper and fry the damper in the curried fat. Well, as you can see up behind me is a big tree where we used to live as a family, and it brings back a lot of memories. But we got by. Mum and my stepdad and my 9 siblings. We used to build little tin shacks around the tree and bring our own, go to the tip and make sure we bought sheets of hide and all built our own little room and just lived and played along the river. Dodged the welfare people when they came in, and the school inspectors kept the kids safe from being taken away. But I look back on this as happy times. Again, this tree was from when I was 11 till I was 16 we lived under this. Then we moved back to Tinga and made our home there again. Well, just up the river from me to my right, there was this guy with a market garden. And anyway, his 14-year-old son who could swim tried to piggyback his 7-year-old son across the river. And they got into trouble. And the little 7-year-old nearly drowned, and I jumped in and I nearly drowned, but I pulled him out and ended up in hospital. And then I thought, well, I'll get some fresh veggies out of this. Anyway, I got 5 half-rotten tomatoes and a brown paper bag given to me. And I said, is that all he's worth? I should have let him brown the little shit. So I used to work a whole half a day for one stale loaf of bread. And then I went and seen and needed a bit of sugar, so I went and asked this old lady in another place and said, you got any work so I can have some sugar? And she said, how many in the family, dear? I said, 11, so another half a day a week I used to work for 11 level teaspoons of sugar. Well, I thought that was okay. And then I had the radio. And there was a 2-story old house in town then, and I asked the old lady if she had any work in her backyard that I could listen to a radio program for half an hour. So I got that job too. She'd clean the backyard up and she'd set the radio on the window and make sure I never come anywhere near the backyard. I'd work half day to listen to half-hour program. I can't even remember what the program was now, but it was there in radio. And then one of the Aboriginal community got a black and white TV when it came in. So we had to find a penny and listen to that.